he had the biggest one I had ever seen. You know, I mean, like some people think that's a good thing or whatever, but all I can tell you is that, you know, it was not my thing, really. And, you know, people say that men's, you know, Big Jim and the boys kind of do the thinking. Well, girls' ovaries also kind of tell them things. And when you're looking at something like that, that kind of genetic marker, your ovaries might say, woo, very difficult thing to pass on to girl children. But he had the most amazing blue eyes behind that huge nose. And I just was such a sucker for blue eyes. I mean, he was just, there was something about this guy, you know? He worked at the alarm company where I worked. And I heard a lot about him. I heard that he was divorced. I heard all of this from my best friend at the alarm company, who was the office manager. She was totally in love with this guy. She was completely, and I mean, head over heels, obsessed with this guy. She talked about him all the time, the way 12-year-olds do, you know, sort of like the minutia of the, he looked this way, he said that way, he put cream in my coffee, he didn't put, that kind of stuff. I mean, everything was examined for like the entrails of an animal, like what's going to happen, when are we going to get together? Well, 2 years went by and nothing happened at all, except that I heard that he was interested in going out with me, and there was just something about this guy. I mean, we had very different backgrounds, you know. Here I am, a loudmouth New Yorker kind of person, going to art school, and there he is, the installation manager at this alarm company, and he's an electrician. But he was not your just average everyday guy, because he had a master's degree in Middle Eastern history, and he had studied Arabic in Tunisia, and he just had this, you know, he would try anything. I mean, he would go out with me, first of all. I mean, that was, he wanted to go out with me, so he's obviously a very brave person. So we started going out, and, you know, it was a little, like, you know, it's not the perfect fit, the East Boston boy and the New York art student kind of person and everything, but we were inseparable pretty soon, and naturally, you want to find out, like, so what happened with the first marriage, because he was divorced. And so, you know, yeah, so what was up with, like, with the first marriage? Well, we spent too much time together. Oh, geez. That's like a bad thing? Okay, well, so anything else? Well, yeah, you know, we knew each other from high school, so we're too familiar, I think. Yeah, something like that. Oh, yeah, so, right, okay. Yeah, anything else? Well, yeah, I was sleeping with her best friend, who was the wife of my best friend. It's like, ooh! Now, you think that had a little impact on the relationship or something? Yeah, so, yeah, but why didn't you tell? Well, you know, I forgot. I said, you forgot? Really? That's amazing. I said, so you've been divorced? Well, no, actually, we're not really divorced yet. What? You're not divorced? What do you mean you're not divorced? Well, we forgot. It's like, you forgot? How did you forget to get divorced? I haven't seen this person in 2 years. But how you forgot? Well, it took us a while to sort out, you know, between the two of us, what he was going to remember and what I was going to forget and everything. But in that time, I remember telling my sister about this, and my sister said, oh my gosh, she said, really? I said, I don't know what it is about this guy. I am just so, it's crazy. Why should I be I mean, but I just feel like we're destined for each other. If you ever hear I'm going to marry this guy, I want you to hit me in the head with a baseball bat. I want you to promise me that you'll do that. Well, she's my younger sister. It was very easy for her to promise that. And, you know, so 5 years go by, and we work out, you know, what he's going to remember, like he's married and all that kind of good stuff, and what I'm going to forget and everything. And on a beautiful summer day, we're out in a beautiful field, and he asks me to marry him, and I say yes. And I decide to call on my friends, and I call my sister, and about 10 minutes later, the front doorbell rings. I lived in Cambridge, she lived in Somerville, and there's my sister, and she has in one hand a big hand full of confetti. She throws it up in the air, and in her other hand and behind her back, she had a yellow wiffle ball bat, and boom! She hit me right on the head. We celebrated our 29th wedding anniversary yesterday.